The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! 'Touchdown! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
The handball shot off the post, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown! The handball shot off the post, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
We're not ESPN, like, we don't have 60 cameras. I mean, I've seen esports broadcasted, but, like, we gotta have a shit fucking ton of cameras. You gotta have direct inputs for every single screen. You gotta have, like, unless you're, like, ESPN or Fox Sports or, you know, something like that, like, we're not doing esports. Like, we don't have that type of capability to do esports broadcasting. I feel like it would just be weird. You're like a freaking Discord channel. Yeah, that's basically what it would be. It would look so weird. We'd have to, we would most definitely need to have like a screen grab of some sort, like Elgato. Yeah. It's actually funny. Zach Draco bought an Elgato. The screen grab. Yeah. He said though, it's more for Twitch than it is for Twitch. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, you can't do StreamYard on a screen grab. Yeah. No. Yes. Phantom Sports Network is I want to say it's $22 for the month. Yeah, it's $22 for like the game pass. Phantomsports.com, SPORTZ.com. SPORTZ.com. you'll see, if you go to the website, you'll see where it says broadcast schedule, and you'll see a picture that's a flyer of the game. You click on that, and it'll send you a page. You follow all the instructions. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty. If you just follow the steps on the screen in front of you, yeah, no problem. Oh, they do it during. I hate it when people do it mid-broadcast. Oh, that's what I'm like in the middle of like calling a play. Like you can obviously see I'm like actively doing something, and they're like, I'm like, like, I'm not sitting here for my own. That's fine. Oh, if it's before the game. If it's before the game and I don't have my headset on and I'm like not obviously actively engaged in something, that's fine. But I hate that it's like mid-play and you do something. That's there were a few players that did move around numbers, but then also 15 is Marcelo Martinelli, who was on JV last year and moved up. Oh yeah, yeah. He was JV last year and moved up. Here's a good question. These guys, to get the stats from them, where would you recommend the best guy? We don't have to deal with it with this game because it's a non-race. Yeah, but I meant for like tomorrow. Oh, that way. Okay. Yeah. Best way is literally see how they're all standing. It just wraps around, and then you can walk right across the bench to the door. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I'll talk to you tomorrow pre-game. I feel like after a while, all the press spots get used to it. Like, all right, here it is. Because the same guy at Burnerville, I ran into him twice, and I was like, hey, it's me again. You ready? Yeah.
A pleasant good afternoon and welcome inside Smithfield Municipal Ice Rink in Smithfield, Rhode Island. It's another edition of High School Hockey on Fans-Only Sports Network as the LaSalle Rams take on the St. John's Prep Eagles from Danvers, Massachusetts. St. John's Prep coming in as the defending Massachusetts state champions. LaSalle looking for that elusive Rhode Island state title.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. I mean, when you take a look at what LaSalle brought to the table last season, this team undefeated in the regular season throughout league play, and they were one step away from being in that championship run, tragically swept by the Bishop Hendricken Hawks, who eventually were last year's state champions here in the state of Rhode Island. But this is a LaSalle Rams team that's very well coached. We've seen it throughout the years. They are without a doubt in the top three in terms of the hockey rankings in the state of Rhode Island, and they've got themselves a good opponent today, something to prove themselves.
Last game for St. John's Prep, a 2-2 tie against Hingham. Van Sicklen and Holland had the goals. They will play this game before they head into a very difficult one, the Freights Winter Classic against BC High. We saw BC High a lot during lacrosse season. We know how good their lacrosse team is, and we joked so many times about hockey players that are lacrosse players that are hockey players. BC High hockey is a very good team.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, even with these LaSalle kids, a lot of them last year, like Dylan Johnson and Ben Riccitelli, all switching over to play lacrosse for their respective schools and everything. So definitely an interesting factor that we see with these kids.
As we get set for starting lineups and all the particulars of that and the national anthem. As tonight's game is brought to you by Joseph Lamy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. Visit josephlamy.com for more information. And by RR Elite Recruits with access to 3,000 schools, 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by being a part of RREliteRecruits.com. They are announcing the St. John's Prep starters who are just tapping their sticks and not skating to center ice. So we can't exactly clearly hear who they've announced as the starters, and now the whole team skates to center ice. Cam Tasca for the LaSalle Rams gets things started on their side, as he will be on that left wing. Ronan Pearson in center. And they're going to go with the 12 of Michael Marabello on the left wing. Tyler Garofalo will get the start on defense today, as he goes alongside Marcelo Martinelli. And it will be the 31 of Caleb Jaharian in net for LaSalle. So a little bit of a different starting lineup for the Rams. We're going to pause for the playing of the national anthem. And with all the particulars in place, we are ready to go, and we hope that wherever you are, whether it's around the Ocean State, around the U.S., around the world, that you are safe and warm. And if you're especially anywhere in the Midwest or the New England seaboard area, please stay safe, whether you're in the weather or whether it's coming towards us. It is not going to be nice here the next couple of days, and everybody be safe with the Christmas holiday approaching. 3 15-minute periods. We'll get the short intermission between the first and second. We'll resurface the ice before we play the third. St. John's has the 2 of Jack Doherty, the 11 of Aiden Holland, along with the 15 of Ben McGilvray, the 12 of Jimmy Ayers, the 14 of Will Van Sicklin, with Luke Quinn in net to start. "15 minutes on the board. We're underway on this late afternoon game here from Smithfield on a Thursday. Thank you for joining us on Fans Only Sports Network as the Eagles pick that one up in their defensive zone, pushed back in by the aid of Ronan Peterson for the Rams. Cycles around, where it's taken by the 15 of Martinelli, and a save must be made by Luke Quinn.
And we're already starting to see the Rams kind of take some establishment, getting on their forecheck immediately into that zone. Maybe some early pressure right now for St. John's.
So faceoff will come to the left of Quinn. Won by the Eagles as they horseshoe that one all the way around. Looking on the opposite side for the 4 of Cam Umaya as he tried to push that one up through the neutral zone, and a hard shot from Umaya went off just to the side, and the Eagles have the first shot of the day on the board. Picked back up, blue line corner by Blazer. Blazer trying to push that one along the sideboards. Blazer tied up there with the 26 as Joharian has to make a save as he peeled off of the check from Evan Barbosa. Found himself right in the center slot.
Yeah, finding a good opening right there, right on the goaltender. Good chance right in front, and a great save to start off.
Just a little under a minute gone by here in this first period. Obviously no score on the board on both sides. Shadow boxing to figure out how that one's going to get sent from the blue line by Lemansny. I finally got a name to trip me up. That doesn't happen too often. Mason Lemansny. Pushed back along the side boards. LaSalle was trying to push that one out of the zone. Craftily at it was Connor Pacheco. Back around to the blue line. A little bit of a bump from Matt Baxter. As the puck comes back in, Baxter is going to pick this one up, carrying through the neutral zone. Baxter has the 11 of Robert Natali with him. As they chase it into the corner, beating there was Goldstein. Pushed back up for the Eagles as it's onto the stick of Johnny Ty. Ty fires that one in. Joharian makes the save and was able to dump that one off for Mark Verteschi as they send this one up into the neutral zone. Opportunity there. Poke checked by Connor Pacheco, pushed back the other way, and a little bit of a Rams sandwich put on the 10 of Harlan Graber. For the Rams to get this one out of the zone, Matt Franco pushed all the way up onto the stick of Bowden Tomka. Tomka fires one, and that one has to be craftfully saved by Quinn.
Ooh, that was definitely not the intention right there by St. John's Prep. Looking like they're trying to just establish it back to the blue line to get it out back to neutral ice. Nearly a costly mistake right there.
LaSalle Rams using the non-league game to go through the roster proceedings as they're going to probably touch just about every single player on the roster tonight. They've got to make sure they hold something in the tank. They have a doozy of a game tomorrow, the rivalry game right here in this rink, 8 o'clock tomorrow night against the Smithfield Sentinels.
Yeah, it should be a good one tomorrow night. Both teams, I mean, LaSalle definitely riding high right now after some big wins. However, Smithfield, they're going to need to keep something in the tank, especially against a tough team such as LaSalle.
This is the same rink that LaSalle plays their home games in. They will be the road team tomorrow against the Smithfield Sentinels, who play their home games in this rink, hence the Smithfield logo painted at the center of the ice and all the Smithfield banners and indicators over top of the locker rooms. Into the backside corner as this one's tried to be pushed out of the zone by Doherty. Cannot be worked well for him. It's kept in the zone smartly by the 20 in maroon and white. That's Cam Tasca. As it skates all the way back into the neutral zone. Tyler Garofalo. Garofalo will spin this one around for the 15 of Marcello Martinelli. And the sophomore pushes that one up through. Nifty little grab, and almost dangerously, though, was Doherty in front of his own net. Had to stop on a dime to pull that one away defensively. Delayed offsides or possibly a penalty to come as a hard shot. It looks like we're going to get a holding call on LaSalle. And it's going to be called on Tyler Garofalo for holding 2 minutes as he tried to trip up the pace of a play by the St. John's Prep forwards coming across the line, and Blazer now on the back line as he works with Holland. Cross for Blazer once again, back right in Holland. Holland fires one through center, hits traffic, comes back again. And Jawaharian had to make 2 saves. Holland cross ice for Van Sicklen, back up top as it was held for a second by Holland. Blazer switches down into the opposite side corner. Blazer as he works there with the 15 of McGilvray. Sent inside. The shot attempt from Ayers right into the body of Vinny Healy. Jaharian another kick save as they are putting the 12 of Ayers right in center, and from the 14 that time of Van Sicklen on the right wing, and then from the opposite side on the left wing, Blazer, and 2 big saves by Jaharian. Calling for it is Blazer. Blazer picks that one up, carrying through center. He's going to get run off with a play. Smartly there, Paul Bogosian in the way of it. Dispossessed, shot, score. Errant pass back into the center, hits the 5 of Johnny Ty, and the left winger knocks home for his 2nd goal of the season.
Yeah, that's what I just call disciplined hockey. You could see that all the players for St. John's right there, once they got into the zone, they knew their assignment from the get-go. And that assignment work, they only managed to have the puck cleared on them twice in that whole sequence. And for them, that's just great disciplined hockey, hence the goal.
5 minutes into this first period, and a power play goal, and St. John's on the board, 1-0. Rams will try to see if they can reset themselves as this one gets carried through the zone craftfully by the 18 of Nick Brandano. Around the backside boards for Ty, who just hit the goal to go ahead for the Eagles. Back up top, held at the blue line there by Brandano, and then back again into the corner for Ty. Pushed across. Rams will clear the zone. Bouncing puck into the neutral zone. Tapped by Brady Plaza. For the 5 of Ty as he's dispossessed by Bogosian. Paul Bogosian, opportunity to go the other way for the Rams. Got that one as far as Matt Baxter. Dump and chase. Rams are going to go for a line change. Picked back up in the neutral zone. Franco had that one hit a couple of different Eagles players and ends up offside. We're going to stoppage of play with 8:56 remaining.
Yeah, and St. John's Prep right now, they seem to have slowly started to figure out the defensive schemes that we're seeing LaSalle put up. LaSalle right now playing on their heels. They need to establish a little more coordination on the ice. You can see that they are very coordinated so far through these first few minutes. Just need a little bit more, especially on this defensive end.
Hard shot came from Cameron Maya as that one clicked off of the post and the side of Jaharian. Wrapped around the back side, trying to clear it out of the zone. The Rams got stuck as Garofalo went the opposite direction. For the 9 of Christian Rosa, as he sends that one into the corner, was looking for possibly Miguel right now. Actually, this one's taken the other way quickly by Boone Tomka. Tomka gets run into the corner. Dumps that one down for Blake Santos. Santos got run off of the play. That is a very large player in the 16 of Matt Kirby. And Kirby, 2 big hits, dispossessing 2 LaSalle players as they restart for their defensive zone. Marabello. Tasca just tried to send that one back across, was looking for Marabello. Right there on the doorstep was the 11 of Aiden Holland. taken and held the other way, and a missed opportunity. Trying to go for that was Marabello, and he got dispossessed of the puck from the two of Doherty. Doherty and Caleb White tracking in the middle of the neutral zone right now for the Eagles as this puck pops up. Bogosian tried to push that one down. Was looking to get it to the 7 of Andrew Bradley. As this one comes all the way down, and Jaharian will go ahead and stop play. And we talked so many games about how many times we go into a game and Andrew Bradley towers above all the players on the ice, but you look at Bradley and you look at the 15 of Ben McGillivray, and that's about the first time I think I've seen Bradley and a player equal Bradley in size and stature.
Hey, I mean, it's tough to rival that, but looks like we got one.
Both McGillivray and Van Sicklen, very tall players, 6'2", 6'1", respectively. As Bradley taps that one across, Ayers pushes it for Plaza. Forward for McGillivray. Offside called again.
Second time we've seen an offsides call on St. John's there, and looks like they're just getting a little excited once they enter that zone. But slow it up. You already have the lead. Give yourself some time. Let them make the mistake first.
Sure, there are plenty of Rams faithful watching who would prefer that St. John's makes a mistake and the Rams will get themselves onto the board. This one comes down around the backside boards, will be picked up by the many time aforementioned Brady Plaza. Plaza tries to push that one forward, looking for some help from McGillivray. He does. They get it forward for Van Sicklen. Van Sicklen through the center will have that one tip off of his stick as it was pushed along by the 9 of Protasci. For a LaSalle team that features a lot of new names this year, there are still a lot of returning names last year. Vinny Healy back, Paul Bogosian is back, Andrew Bradley, Roden Peterson, Mark Protasci, to name a few. Max Cute gone from net, but Caleb Jaharian, who we saw a few times last season, back this year and has the #1 spot.
Yeah, and in those matchups that Georgian was playing, he still showed some good common poise. Max Q, that's a big name to replace. That was arguably the best goalie in the state of Rhode Island last season. So definitely a lot to put on his shoulders for this year, but he's been solid in his first 2 outings.
Yeah, no Max Cute at LaSalle, no Drew Carr at Bishop Hendricken, no Jake Salima at Smithfield. A lot of great goaltenders left in the past year.
Absolutely, and now it's just the next man up mentality. Are you going to be able to carry on that type of legacy that these goaltenders brought for your school?
Goldstein pushes that one forward for the 9 of Rosa as he dumps that one in. Eagles will go for a line change, so too will the Rams, as fisticuffs have occurred in the corner. A little bit of a rugby scrum, bodies flying, and the puck finally comes out on the stick this time of the 8 of Ronan Peterson. Peterson sends that one forward for Tomka. Bowden Tomka gets bumped off the play again. Tomka needs a little bit of help. I feel like every single time in this first period, Bowden Tomka has gone to the corner. I keep on saying Tomka gets bumped off the play.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of just a lack of help by his defense. He really needs some help to establish this puck possession because so far the Eagles have been all over the place.
Right there is a turn back, and Johnny Ty, a huge shot as he fired that one from in between the circles. Ty has his second of the game, and the Eagles have their second of the game.
Yeah, and it's tough. You don't want to single out the player, really, but you got to single out the whole Rams defense there. You had a chance with that puck in the corner over there. You're in your offensive zone already. You got to establish something, especially when your player's trying to gain possession. Hence why we saw the Eagles just march right down the ice and score another goal.
Ty's added 2 to his tally, now has 3 on the season. As the Rams are going to have 3 and change here until the end of the first, and then Coach Sean Tingley's going to have a very big discussion with his players to figure out what they want to do. You want to leave something in the tank for tomorrow, but you don't want to leave so much that you end up getting walked out of your own rink. I mean, yes, St. John's is a very difficult team to play against, but still plenty of time to get back into this game. Excuse me, as that one gets pushed along, Evan Barbosa trying to move this one. As getting bumped down behind is Bradley. Carried out by Plaza. For Caleb White. White along the back boards. Dumped that one for Santa Sosa. Santa Sosa. All the way back at the blue line now for the 18 of Brandaso. Brandano will send that one in. Jawhari and makes the save.
So far, we've just seen a lack of offense really being generated from the Rams. Maybe an intermission break between the first and second. That quick little break will help them get back on track. They're trailing by 2. Something's got to give.
There's always plenty of time in hockey. We see so many times where you can change the course of a game in a couple of minutes of play, and we'll see if they can do it again here. As that one again is right down through the center, and another Eagles goal. And this time it's the 12 of Jimmy Ayers.
And Ayers, he just found a very, very empty slot. Was just able to give it a nice little wrister. Just find the back of the net once again. 3rd goal for the Eagles so far, and we're not even done with the first period of action.
About 12 and a half minutes gone by, and 3 goals for the Eagles over the Rams here in this first period. And a spin around attempt. Was trying to get one off the edge of the post was Matt Baxter. Pushed through the center. Natali right in front. Shot there. That went off the edge of the leg pads. Connor Pacheco, great opportunity in front of Quinn. And Quinn stretches out. That one goes off the edge of his glove as it came around that time from the 11 of Robert Natali, and Jaharian has to go stretch one out. And again, as he'll pin that one to the ice, as Van Sicklin is trying to enter the party.
Yeah, in that last sequence, we actually saw a good push, a good forecheck coming from the Rams trying to check it into their offensive zone. But the problem is we're not seeing enough shots on net so far from the Rams. So far, I mean, 6, I'll give you that, but the last 2 just came in that last sequence we just witnessed. It's all about wear and tear in hockey, and so far, the Eagles have been able to wear and tear on Georgian.
And odd shots on goal differential is actually the game score right now, 9-6, 3 positive for St. John's Prep. This one will cycle around the backside boards. They look there for the 9 of Rosa. Rosa pushes that one as it's tapped through, comes all the way back up top of the blue line point. Bouncing puck, firing. Joe Hardy comes across. Second attempt, and that was 2 times stymied Cameron Maya.
Just some accurate shots. I mean, you could hear that one tink off the post right there.
Back into the neutral zone. Eagles will have to track back, or they would be called for offsides. It'll be negated as it gets touched up by Jordan McIntyre, and McIntyre gets dispossessed immediately by Rosa, and then right into the glove of Jaharian.
Yeah, and
that too. It is kind of what you were talking about. Is
yeah.
There's where LaSalle picks up a puck in the defensive zone, can't even get it out of the zone, turns over into a shot.
And that's what we're seeing, just a lot of backpedaling, a lot of spinning plates for these Rams. If they really want to establish something, they got to get it out of their own zone.
This is going to get horseshoed all the way around, opposite side, trying to move it is Ferteshi. Ferteshi gets it about 4 feet, and then Hosmer right there for St. John's pushes that one back into the zone, picked back up through center, pop shot that came from Doherty. Jaharian's able to make the save as we're into the final 25 seconds to go here in the first period of play. Back to the point from the blue line as that one is fired deep by Doherty. Comes all the way back as it ricocheted off the backside boards. Slot pass right through to Ty. Ty dropped that one for Hosmer. Hosmer in front. Jaharian comes across to make the save as Ethan Goodrich was on the doorstep.
That was a tough save right there. Nearly tried to sneak it through that 5-hole. Just another great stop. He's doing everything he can, but what we're seeing also, Matt, is just lack of congestion in the defensive zone. Not enough room in the slot to really be I should say there's a lot of room in that slot. This offense has just been able to find those openings time and time again. And the Rams, they're suffering because of that.
That'll take us to the end of the first period of play. It's been Eagles, Eagles, and Eagles. They lead 3-0 over the LaSalle Rams. We'll take the brief break and be right back. You're watching Rhode Island High School Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
Game On mouthguards. Game On mouthguards have superior shock absorbency, are impervious to viruses and bacteria, and also is the only mouthpiece ever to earn the American Dental Association's seal of acceptance.
We welcome you back and get ready for a second period action here on Fans Only Sports Network. St. John's Eagles 3. LaSalle Rams still looking for a score.
Yeah, and they're definitely looking to make haste. I mean, we're in the second period, Matt, but still only a half hour left in this one and nothing to show for it for LaSalle.
Today's game on Fans Only Sports Network is brought to you by Joseph Lammy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. Visit josephlammy.com for more information. And by RR Elite Recruits with access to 3,000 schools, 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by being a part of RREliteRecruits.com. 13-6, the shots on goal differential, 3-0. Is the score line as the Rams try to push that one there from Garofalo, and it gets sent the other way through the neutral zone, picked up by Ayers. Ayers into the backside area, spins one right back to Jaharian and kicked that one away, came back down onto the stick of McGilvray, and then McGilvray's pass scoots through everyone, and so the Eagles will have to track back. Holland bothered there by the 8 of Peterson. Gets it into the offensive zone and now pushed back by the Rams, and a little bit of a better defensive start for the Rams here in this second period.
Yeah, and I mean, they had a chance right in the open on that left side. The net was completely exposed there, but just nobody waiting in that vicinity. We just need some more awareness from this Rams squad.
Peterson sends one that got picked up by Bradley, who had a huge shot on net, got kicked aside, and was a dirty rebound that got left open. And now one gets fired from the 26 of Barbosa that has to get snagged out of the air. And here we are, not even 2 minutes into this second period, and it feels like the shift is starting to occur with the Rams.
Yeah, and I mean they probably needed something, some type of words of encouragement, or even just a change up of what they've been doing. And so far, they're executing that, but we'll see if it results in a score.
Vinny Healy takes the faceoff as he tried to win that one. Instead, it's taken away by the Eagles. Carry the other way, Blazer on Jahari, and Jahari makes the save. Into the back corner as it gets pushed around by Amaya. Rugby scrum in the corner. Amaya tries to come out with it again. Amaya getting spun all around by Fratashi. Doesn't want to let go of that one. Poke checked along the boards there by Barbosa. Kept in by Plaza. Plaza gets knocked down out of the play. Big hit there from Fratashi, and then it's fired and another score.
Wow.
A literal rifle shot off of the stick of Christian Rosa.
It was quite a cannon of a shot there by Rosa. I mean, the whole thing wrapped around the entire circumference of that net. Just a show of like how accurate we've seen these shots on net be tonight by the Eagles, and they're dominating because of their accuracy, their precision, and the way their schemes have been drawn up.
2 minutes into the period, and Christian Rosa hits goal number 4, and the Eagles are starting to get to a point of running away with this game, and we're not even at the halfway point of the game. Comes back for Brandano. Pushes that one up along the near side boards. Our broadcast position for Ty. Johnny Ty has 2 goals in this game. And Sicklin 1. Rosa 1. And this is pushed along the sideboards through the center. LaSalle looking for an opportunity to push. They get that onto the stick of Matt Baxter. Nothing there for Baxter. Got popped around Natali and then off of the 18. This one is coming back. Ty at it the other way. Dispossessed of the play. Jordan McIntyre, and then McIntyre got right into the boards hard by the 21 of Cooper Hosmer. Blue line for Brandano. That one gets sent into the corner, picked back up again, back to Brandano. As it gets pucked up into the netting, we'll get a stoppage of play, and the Rams cannot get out of their own zone.
And out of their own way, for that matter. Even at center ice, you can see we're just seeing a lack of awareness from both sides of the ice right now. The defense isn't in sync, and that offense doesn't seem to be in sync once they get into that zone. And it's just, you got to give credit to the Eagles, offensive and defensively. They are just, everything is working the way they want it to, and they're making this game their own right now.
They've got to shake it out of their heads if this one goes south, because they have to be on form for a big game tomorrow night against the Smithfield Sentinels. As this one gets tracked back into the zone, picked up immediately defensively by Goldstein. J.R. Goldstein goes to push that one forward. We'll get it onto the stick of Santa Sosa. And that will be down, and icing is the call, as this one was a little bit too well dumped into the zone. Three games on Fans Only Sports Network tomorrow. Warwick Co-op against the Proud Crusaders, 1 p.m. Eastern Time from Schneider Arena. Smithfield Sentinels, LaSalle Rams, 8 p.m. Eastern Time from here at Smithfield Municipal Ice Rink. Bishop Hendrick and Hawks, Burrillville Broncos from Levy Ice Arena in Burrillville, 8 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. You can catch all those games right here on Fans Only Sports. It's fansonlysprtz.com, home of the Rhode Island High School Hockey Pass. Hope that for those of you who are St. John's fans that may have joined us on a single game watch pass for today's game, we're enjoying the broadcast. Welcome to Fans Only Sports Network. LaSalle fans, we thank you for your continued patronage throughout the season. This one will cycle around for the 5 of Devin Mora. Mora dumped that one in, chased into the back corner by Tomka. Collision on the backside boards between Franco and the 2 of Jack Doherty. Back the other way for the Eagles as that one was fired from the corner by McGilvray. And a save made by Johari in that time. 9:50 left to go here in the second period. They've added 1 to the mix, and it's 4-0 Eagles. Tomka will dump it all the way down. Icing will be the call and a stoppage of play. So I say the big games tomorrow, Smithfield, LaSalle, Burrville, Hendricken, obviously. What's your thoughts?
I mean, for Smithfield, LaSalle, you need to see that Smithfield needs more offense. They haven't been able to generate it. They haven't been able to really get themselves set up in a good scheme. LaSalle, that's going to be a good game. But for me, I've got my eye, I'm literally drooling just thinking about that Burrville-Hendricken game. That's going to be a good one. Burrville's been able to put up 5 goals, at least 5 in the last of their last 2 games they played. And for Hendricken, they're just a dominant team all around. You know they're going to play well. So tomorrow's game going to really say a lot for what we'll see in the Division I bracket going forward.
Yeah, I've seen Hendricken a couple of times. I should let me rephrase that. I've called a couple of Hendricken games. I've watched Burrville games, though I did call them the other day at Mount St. Charles. I've watched more Burrville hockey than I've called Burrville hockey. I'm impressed with what the Broncos have this year. I think that's going to be the gut check game and really define where we go here in the season. Joharian has to make another save as again rifling from the point is Jack Doherty. And Chris, it seems like the Eagles are keying in on shots from the blue line.
Yeah, which is just a very interesting setup. But what we're seeing is just the lack of defensive pressure in those areas of the ice. And they're going to exploit that to every extent they can. And they're doing a good job of it. 4 goals already on the resume so far in this one.
Trying to craftfully drive one through traffic was Doherty. And it pops up, and we're going to get an offside call. Didn't really see if that one came outside of the blue line and came back in.
I think
did see players outside of the blue line, but
I know. I think it might have just popped out for a quick second and then went back into the zone when they still had people lagging on the other side of the ice.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a interesting situation. Sometimes referees, though, they're down there on the ice. We're up here. They can sometimes see things a little bit better than we do. As much as we like to joke about referees.
We keep it light.
Umaya cycled that one around for Christian Rosa. Rosa has one of the 4 goals here for the Eagles. Slots that one across. Was looking for Brandano. Off of the sideboards. Brandano is going to track this one all the way back as Brandano is bothered. But able to get it through. Joharian snaps the leather and makes the save.
And that's my prime issue on this sequence. Where's the defense on this right side? We are seeing at least one defender lagging behind to go help the man in net right now for LaSalle. And that's an issue. That's an issue for this game because we're talking about lack of defense that's leaving sides of the net exposed and in a wide open lane to just be one-on-one with the goaltender.
8:15 left to go here in the second period. We'll get the longer intermission between the second and third period. They'll cut the ice, as they call it, which is just running the Zamboni around and dumping a bunch of water on it. And then we'll get the third period of play. I learned that phrase this year. They call it cutting the ice.
I did not even know that. For me, I mean, my catchphrase with the Zamboni coming out, I said, let's let the Zamboni come out and work its magic.
Yeah, but
by net, that's interesting. Cutting the ice.
Yeah,
there really is no cutting.
There's not, but I learned that that's a phrase that they use. They call it cutting the ice.
I never thought of it like that.
Hard shot from the corner. Body blocked by the 9 of Mark Frateschi. And Frateschi allowed to take a little bit of a gimpy skate off to the bench, as this one's going to come all the way down. It's going to hit off of a stanchion on the backside and come out for Jaharian, and he'll pin it to make the save.
Same story here. I mean, Jaharjian's just experiencing everything, every type of abuse you could ask for. Nobody's really for the Rams, they're just not able to move this puck. It's really just stuck in their own end these last few minutes.
As someone who did not play goaltender in ice hockey, but played goaltender in field hockey and played goaltender in lacrosse, I understand abuse.
Yeah, and it's tough because you're in the mind of the goaltender. You got to stay cool as a cucumber throughout, and it's tough especially when your defense is allowing so many shots on net.
Peeled out of a rugby scum as Bradley. Bradley tries to go through, and he's taken down by Goldstein. So it's picked back up instead by the aforementioned Goldstein after he peeled off of that play. Slot pass across, looking for Graber. Graber gets run into the boards, maybe smartly there by Bogosian. LaSalle headed the other way. Healy, and that one goes off of the pads of Luke Quinn. Bogosian fires one kicked away by Quinn. Healy into the corner. Healy tries to battle there. Comes back across, score! Healy and Bogosian in the corner flicked it out. It landed up in the center, and the big man, Andrew Bradley, sends it home.
Andrew Bradley, we didn't get to call his name a whole lot this year, but he's going to be one of the guys to look for if you're LaSalle to go ahead and get some points. Excellent setup in the zone. You have wings on the left and right, able to just finish right off that rebound. Rams back in the game.
Oh, it diminishes and deletes the bagel that was on the top side of the scoreboard, as it's now 4-1, 6 and change left to go here in the second. Healy and Bogosian doing some dirty work in the corner. Got one to Bradley, and the Rams on the board. But here come the Eagles trying to push the subject the other way. Holland from the blue line. Right in front, and an opportunity for Ayers, and that one went just wide of the net. Off the backside boards, trying to be slapped around by McGillivray. McGillivray has to get pushed the other direction now. Bouncing puck comes back out. Can be pushed along here by Tomka. Bowden Tomka, dump and chase for the Rams, going for a line change. A little bit of a chase and a little bit of a hit by Matt Franco in the back corner. Puck comes out for Mora. Devin Mora trying to slot that one across. Stead lands on Doherty. Doherty into the zone. LaSalle defense right there in the center now, taking away a puck for the first time that we've probably seen this game, and it opened up an opportunity for Robert Natali.
I think we're starting to see a slight momentum shift here, Matt. I think we're starting to see LaSalle wake up just a little bit. That last score is going to give them some confidence, but St. John's, they're no stranger to this type of adversity. They're going to do everything they can to change up their scheme and adapt to what we see LaSalle throwing their way.
LaSalle wins the faceoff, keeps it in the offensive zone as they push that one into the corner. Kicks all the way around, trying to dump it out, and they do get it out of the zone. Back into the neutral zone area. Lands onto the stick of Devin Mora. Mora went down, no penalty called. LaSalle continues forward, though. Offside is negated as it's shot by Pacheco. Today's game on Fans Only Sports Network brought to you by Joseph Lammy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. Visit josephlammy.com. And by RR Elite Recruits, with access to 3,000 schools, 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by being a part of RR Elite Recruits. Match us alongside Chris Hetu from Smithfield Municipal Ice Rink in Smithfield, Rhode Island, as the LaSalle Rams, a little bit of a non-league next door state action, taking on the St. John's Prep Eagles, defending Massachusetts state champions. LaSalle looking to try to put together the ultimate season this year and actually walk away with a state championship trophy. So close over the past couple of years. Sacrificing the body was Devin Mora as he blocked that shot out, and then Jaharian's going to go ahead and snag this one as it came from Nick Brandano up at the line. 4 left to go here in the second. Face-off won by the Rams as they click that one off the sideboards. Bogosian's going to have to chase for this one. Ran out of real estate as Brady Plaza beat him to it. Headed the other way and tried to go. Bogosian came back from nowhere on back check and was able to dispossess that one off of the stick of Santa Sosa. Paul Bogosian was up here at the opposite blue line.
I know.
All of a sudden appeared in the corner.
But he did the right thing. He turned on the Jets, never gave up on the play, making a big stop and causing some congestion. It keeps LaSalle alive.
Bogosian tips up Plaza as Plaza tries to go into the corner. Dispossessed for Peterson. Peterson outlet passes. He got that one forward for Tasca. Tasca will chase this one into the corner as the Rams go for a line change. Trying to keep it in the zone. Vinny Healy laying a bit of a boom onto the 6 of Caleb White. And now the Rams are starting to show up, looking a little bit more like the LaSalle Rams. Slot pass right in front, dispossessed. Vinny Healy got in the way. It never got to Jaharian, and it's carried the other direction by Barbosa. Barbosa, backhanded attempt as they were looking for a flick from Garfalo. Off of the side boards, and using the boards was Barbosa.
And finally, we're starting to see this confidence really step up for this Rams unit. You saw it on their forecheck coming back to the other side this way. We're starting to see them finally get schemed, finally get set, figure out the holes that they need to exploit. It's just going to take more time, but don't be surprised if they manage to find another one in the back of the net. Before
2.5 left to go here before the break. Turnover at center ice. Bradley, who has the goal, sends that one down into the corner for Healy. Vinny Healy tried to push it around, looking back for Bradley. Turnover at center ice as it's pushed back into the zone by Mark Frateschi. This one will get carried forward by Van Sicklin. Van Sicklin, Frateschi right on him along with Bradley, and it gets sent all the way around. On the opposite side as Barbosa bodies in. That may have been on the 25 of Goldstein. It was. Trying to draw and getting pushed out of the zone was Van Sicklin. Through the neutral zone, picked up by Bradley. Frateschi working there along with Vinny Healy. Other way, and no goal as they whistled that one dead already. Jaharian had it in between his arm and then fell backwards. The puck came out.
Oh, that's a big sigh of relief right there. I could see that brewing right there. You had both those left and right wingers, and then the center came right down to kind of finish off the play. However, that's just a big sigh of relief if you're LaSalle. The defense fell asleep on that one.
Yeah, I feel that was a good no call by the referees. Jaharian made the save. He had a pin. Puck disappeared. Couldn't see it anymore. Referee had blown his whistle. And then when Jaharian spun, it came out the backside of his arm after he had already had secured the save. The referee had blown the whistle. So a good no call by the referees there. Along the backside boards as it's pushed. Bogosian battles there. That's number 4 on number 4 as Bogosian battled against Kamumaya. And we're seeing a little bit of a defensive switch up here. Bogosian right in that center slot now as well too as they battle with the boards here along the corner. Maya, 2 players immediately on Jeremiah, and then 3 as Bogosian steps up, coming over Johari and splits the legs and kicks one away. Cole Blazer right on the doorstep, along with Christian Rosa. In the final 30 seconds to go here of the second period. It's been a bit of a change for the Rams. Here's Tomka. Tomka fires one, and that one had to get patted up into the air, brought back down for Franco. Came back to the blue line. Garofalo tried to keep it in the zone. Quickly the other way has been Sicklin. It'll get pushed around the back boards. 2 seconds, 1, and running out of time are the LaSalle Rams for another offensive opportunity. Blake Santos had it for a run. 4-1 after 2. They get the intermission. We'll take the break as well. You're watching Rhode Island High School Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, in, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot Off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
As we welcome you back for the third period of action here on Fans Only Sports Network. LaSalle Rams trailing the St. John's Prep Eagles 4-1. Matt Gillis alongside Chris Hitu from Smithfield Municipal Ice Rink in Smithfield, Rhode Island. Thank you for joining us here on Fans Only Sports Network. You can follow us throughout the course of the year. Fans Only Sports, it's Fans Only, SPORTZ.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, whatever in the world you might have at FOSPORTZ. And for all things hockey, highlight reels, behind the scenes, power rankings, more, follow us on Instagram at RI.hockey. 3 goals in the first from the Eagles, 1 in the second. LaSalle finally broke the board in the second period on a shot from Andrew Bradley, and we sit here 4-1. Today's game on Fans Only Sports Network brought to you by Joseph Lamy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. Visit josephlamy.com for more information. And by RR Elite Recruits, with access to 3,000 schools, 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by being a part of RR Elite Recruits. For the 9 of Christian Rosa, who has one of the goals of the 4 for the Eagles as he slots that one down, looking for Brady Plaza. Plaza pushes that one back for Rosa at the blue line, slotted across, and a shot that is saved by Jahari and may have been deflected on its way over. Came off of the 18 of Brandano. As Chris sips his hot chocolate and won't be able to speak during
it burnt my tongue a little bit there.
Pop shot. As that one again goes off the top of Jaharian. And this time it pushes around the LaSalle defense and comes all the way back. Plaza restarts for the Eagles, taken away by Vinny Healy. Healy then dispossessed by Rosa. Rosa off the side boards, and this one will come all the way down as it went off of the stick of Devin Mora, and icing is the call.
And already through 2 minutes of play, we don't really see much movement with the puck from either side. Both kind of feeling each other out once again since they just came out of those locker rooms, had some time to sit down and get some rest. We're going to need to see the Jets turn on if you're the Rams right now. You trail by 3 goals.
As it sneaks back into the neutral zone. Picked up. 18 of Brandano. Brandano alongside Ethan Goodrich. Dispossessed. As the Rams try to push that one, Matt Baxter in play. Baxter, as he gets dispossessed instead. 21 of Cooper Hosmer. Eagles reset behind their own net, bringing it out through the neutral zone. Goodrich had it for a moment, and then it's just pushed back. And this is a lot of the way that we saw the first period of play sort of start out. Eagles tried to getting through the neutral zone. LaSalle dispossessing, but just dumping back into the zone, not really having sustained offensive possession. As the Eagles defense again comes away with this one, carried out of the zone by Hosmer. Hosmer dumps down. Eagles will go for a line change as it's pushed around on the backside boards. Marcello Martinelli, slot pass across, and that one gets kicked off of the boards instead and will come all the way back down as it was a mispass from Garofalo up into the netting and a stoppage of play. Am I watching the first period over again?
That's what I feel like we're seeing, but it's something that something that you want to know is when this puck is dumped into the zone, it gets caught up on the boards, and that's how we saw the first couple of goals scored by St. John's Prep. Was that like distraction, really. It pulled all those defensemen off the puck itself and exposed the opening for the net for the Rams. So for the Rams, they might need to take a page from the Eagles' book in this one.
Take a page from the second period of this game. The Rams had a better second period than they did in the first. If you think about it, it was 1-1 in the second period.
Yeah, it was. It was. But we need to see an explosion in offensive production. And right now, St. John's is doing everything they can to just milk this game out.
Prateshi sent that one up. My apologies. Prateshi and then Mora up the side boards. Only got as far as the blue line, pushed back in by Goldstein. Corner for Prateshi. Dumped back down again. Prateshi is stuck down in the corner. No help for him. They slot that one all the way back around for Bradley. Bradley immediately dispossessed of the puck, and this one gets pushed back in. Graber sent that one into the corner as he goes to the boards. Stuck at the blue line. Delayed off sides as Mora sent that one up. It hit into the skates of Van Sicklen. Ayers in neutral zone for Van Sicklen, offside. 9:56 left in regulation.
Yeah, and for the Eagles, you really have not much to play for at this point. Another goal would be nice to add to the resume for today's game. But at this point, you have the lead, a huge deficit that the Rams really need to climb back up the ladder to really get back into the affair. They're doing everything right now. Rams, they need some type of kick in the butt to get going.
This one's going to come all the way down. Will be pinned to the ice by Quinn. Faceoff that can be won by the Rams. Pushed into the corner. Tomka trying to push that one out. It gets sent all the way down instead for Van Sicklen. Van Sicklen fires one on. Jaharian makes the save. Comes back for Van Sicklen. Wraparound attempt. Pagosian got right in the middle of that one and was able to kick it away before it even got to Jaharian. Pop shot. Save Jaharian. And then another save is right on the doorstep. Was the 15 of McGillivray.
And trying to finish off the rebound right there.
Yeah, initial shot came from Aiden Holland out at the corner. And McGillivray was right there on the doorstep. Tried to punch home the rebound. Faceoff will come down to the right-hand side. It's won by the Eagles, pushed back for Blazer. Blazer gets run into the boards. Garofalo trying to make a defensive play for the Rams. Still pinned into the zone. Now into the stick of Natali as Natali gets that one up into the neutral zone. Got as far as the red line, pushed back in by Jack Doherty. This one's going to go all the way down. Icing is called, and we get a stoppage of play. Our broadcast day starts tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time from Schneider Arena at Providence College, as the Proud Crusaders take on Warwick Co-op. And then 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, a doubleheader action as the Smithfield Sentinels take on the LaSalle Rams. Burrillville Broncos against the Bishop Hendricken Hawks. 3 Rhode Island high school games to close off the week before the holiday tournaments all begin on Monday. You can catch all those games right here on fansonlysports.com. To the blue line and a slot pass from the 27 of Garofalo, and then a punch play right in front as Baxter on the doorstep, but can't put it past Quinn.
That was tough. You had the center and the wingers both sitting right in front of the goaltender, able to really stand up to that pressure, and hence why we're seeing St. John's really run away with this game right now.
The Smithfield control booth over there playing John Cena's theme, You Can't See Me. Unfortunately, I feel like the LaSalle Rams have been seen today. Off of the sideboards, this one gets cycled around. Back at the blue line is Mora. Mora pushes that one down. Up top for Fratashi. Caught in the corner by Peterson. Tasca as he gets run into. Hosmer for the Eagles. Brandano. Fratashi stops that one, but it's picked right back up by Goodrich, and then a shot that goes wide of everything. Bump at the blue line, controlled by Doherty. Doherty sends it through. Fratashi, careful here for the Rams as they left that one hanging a little bit too long. Fratashi. Pass that's intercepted immediately by Doherty. Doherty gets run off of the play as Fratashi realized he made a mistake on the pass and goes back for a defensive play. Bogosian forward for Vinny Healy. Comes immediately back for White as Caleb White pushes that one all the way down into the corner. Eagles content to just dump pucks down in and run the game clock off. LaSalle needs to try to pressure if they want to get at least one more before the end, as Jawharian had that go off the edge of his glove. Picked up by Bradley. Bradley has the lone goal for the Rams. Got as far as about 4 feet inside of his blue line. And a huge hit as Bradley gets run into the boards. And the arm is up, and it's the 2 of Jack Doherty. And I think we're going to get an Eagles penalty call here as Bogosian got sent into the boards. And they are going to call the 10 of Harlan Graber. So Graber gets called 2 minutes for checking from behind.
And this is the opportunity for the Rams right here. Not much time left in the game, but a quick spark could see them generate some type of points on the board. And that's something to note here, especially when you're down 3 goals already.
Not a great way to get the penalty started, as that one ended up going all the way around and down the sideboards. Garofalo picks it up behind his own net. Martinelli. Again for Garofalo. Martinelli. Martinelli just drags that one into the corner. They go behind the net. Comes back out again for Garofalo. Fired that one in. And a save made by Quinn. Garofalo chases this one all the way back into the Rams zone. Along with the 26 of Barbosa and the 8 of Ronan Peterson. That gets flicked all the way down off the sideboards, coming back around with it. Was Van Sicklen took a weird bounce off of the edge of the dasher. For Tasca, Cam Tasca dispossessed at the blue line as that one gets pushed around by Rosa. And it will come all the way back down once again. 35 seconds remaining on the advantage. 4:38 remaining here in regulation, as the Rams have not been able to do much of anything here in the first minute and a half of this period. Barbosa. down and around the backside again. As that will get picked up by Frateschi. 10 seconds remaining in the advantage. 4:13 left to go. Bradley, Healy. It will be dispossessed, pushed back to the blue line, and taking that one over is Doherty as he carries it all the way back down. In front and an opportunity from the four of Umaya. Off of the side boards in front of the LaSalle bench. Still controlled as it's pushed back into the zone by Eden Holland. Mora mishandled. Gets that one for Doherty. Doherty tracks it back. St. John's is wasting time right now with the 3-goal lead, 3 minutes left to play. From the point and firing one was Plaza with a save by Jaharian.
And I got to say, Matt, I think one of the most impressive things from the St. John's unit, that's probably one of the best PKs I've ever seen from a high school hockey team, honestly. Just very disciplined, able to clear the puck effectively, and just chew away this clock throughout this entire third period. Littleton, absolutely no scoring, a lot of shots taken by either side. But St. John's, they really came into this third period and said, we're putting this game on ice, take the chances when you can, but we dominated this game. Let's make it our own.
Yeah, no scoring here in the third period. Not very many shots added to the tallies as well either. And St. John's is basically just wanting to say the goose is cooked. Put it on the table. It's ready for Christmas dinner. It's not going to top my line from the other night.
What was that?
Mount St. Charles scoring a goal, and I said he put it up where Mama keeps the cookies.
Yeah, that's always a great one.
Plenty more hockey, plenty of more time for really good goal calls as the season goes on. And as I mentioned earlier, if you haven't followed our hockey Instagram, there's a pop shot and a goal that comes off of the 11 of, it is the 21, my apologies, of Cooper Hosmer.
Just a great job right there. He found the top shelf on the stick side. Always the most difficult spot to defend if you're the goaltender. Just a tough day in the net for Georgian. Eagles just running it up.
So 5-1 for the Eagles as they will board the buses and take the trip back to Danvers with a lot of good feeling about the way this one went. Came down against one of the top teams in Rhode Island and asserted themselves as the reason why they are the top team in Massachusetts, and looking to put another banner to the rafters come March in the MIAA state championships. As this one turns into a rugby scrum in the corner. Final 2 minutes left to go here in regulation. And we'll take one more time to remind you, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Warwick against Prout Crusaders. Then 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Smithfield Sentinels, LaSalle Rams, Bishop Hendricken Hawks against the Burrillville Broncos. Have all those games for you right here on fansonlysports.com. And stay tuned in the next day for information coming up about the Burrillville Christmas Classic, the Prout Christmas Classic, and the Mount St. Charles Holiday Classic. We will have game schedules and game pass information available on all those coming up in the next day. I felt like I was hearing the backbeat of what was supposed to be Timmy Trumpet, and they actually never got to the trumpet part. And into the backside corner as the Rams are trying to see if they can put one more together. An absolute level of a hit from Bradley as he threw the 14 of Will Van Sicklin into the boards.
And you can already tell he knew he screwed up. He's got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but he's waiting to see what the official call is from the refs. I mean, that was a hard hit right in front of the penalty box. Someone's going in.
Yeah, Bradley's going in. It's a matter of whether it's 2 or 5.
And they're going to give him 2.
And it's just going to be 2 for, I think, the cross check and not anything further on that. We did see a 5-minute major for boarding called the other day in the Mount St. Charles Burrillville game. And as much as you want to allow them to play and allow hockey hits, and I mean pure hockey hits to happen, when you hit somebody into the boards anywhere,
yeah, there's going to be questions about that.
Yeah, that
repercussions.
Yeah, good penalty call there by the referees. So it's picked back up at the blue line by Ty. Ty has 2 of the 5 goals for the Eagles on the day today as they will go ahead and walk this one out. LaSalle will have to think about how tonight went and figure out what they can do. And they've got to fix it immediately as they are about 25 hours from needing to be ready to go for tomorrow night's game against the Smithfield Sentinels. And we know we've done LaSalle Smithfield games before. We know how crazy and how raucous this place can get.
And it's going to get rowdy. I guarantee these bleachers, Matt, will be filled to the brim. It's going to be quite a game. So for these Rams, I mean, hey, you already have a good start to your season. This is just an example of a team that is obviously better than you. That's what St. John's Prep has proved tonight. They are the better team. However, LaSalle knows what they're worth in the state of Rhode Island, and they're going to do everything they can to make sure that's upheld tomorrow night.
LaSalle is number 1 in the Fans-Only Sports Network power rankings that came out earlier this week. Will they stay number 1 after tomorrow night? They're not going to get a victory today, but the victory tomorrow would be more important for them. Jaharian's going to make a save. The horn's going to sound, and that'll be it. Eagles are going to pick up the 5-1 victory over the Rams. And that'll do it for us here on Fans Only Sports Network. Chris, final thoughts?
Final thoughts on the game today, really, it's just to look at the way these teams two matched up. We thought it'd be a lot closer. The Eagles, they just had different ideas as the way they wanted this game to be. They put their foot on the neck of the Rams from the get-go, and they just never looked back. And so for the Rams going into tomorrow's game, this is just something they need to look at and be like, hey, guys, this is going to humble us for the season to come. This is something we need to understand. We are beatable. Just like last year, this was a team that was undefeated and then lost in 2 games in the semifinals with a chance to go to Schneider and play in the state finals. So for them, this is something you need to look at and understand, hey, we can be beaten, but we can't let this happen again.
Rams take a tough one today. Can they rebound tomorrow? 5-1 St. John's Prep Eagles over the LaSalle Academy Rams. That'll do it for us here from Smithfield Municipal Ice Rink. For Chris Hetu, I'm Matt Jolis, all of us at Fans Only Sports Network. Stay safe, be well wherever you are around the New England region. Please be very, very careful with the weather. We wish you all the best, and we hopefully will see you tomorrow. Good night.